All right, so you're playing in Pax Day. You have clanmates who are jewel crafters, armor smiths, and weaponsmiths, and they are begging. They are basically demanding that everyone goes out and collects the various minerals, gemstones, and ores that are out there so they can be refined to get you the best armor, to get you the best jewel crafted material, to get you some of the cooler looking features for your various builds in game. Well, in order to do all of that, you have to be a really good miner. And in today's tutorial, we're going to help you along on that path. We're going to be talking about where to get certain things, where to find them, and what types of ores you should be hitting the most. And obviously as well, why some of the time you cannot hit certain things. So first things first, we are going to just go and hit some rocks here. Now, you'll notice that this is an impure iron deposit, and if you're not familiar with how hardness works in game, you'll see at the bottom of this tooltip, it says mining hardness 1. Well, if I go ahead and open up my inventory and take a look at this iron pickaxe, which for starters, in order to equip this, you have to have a 10 out of 10 in the mining skill. So you wouldn't be able to hold this if you had anything below a level 10 in mining skill. But here we have the mining hardness of 2. As long as you are greater than a hardness of 1, you should be able to take a hit at this deposit. And we are getting impure iron ore as well as some various gemstones and sand. Do not throw any of this stuff away. Like literally, I cannot emphasize this enough. You don't want to throw like literally anything away because it's all incredibly valuable. It might not be valuable to you, but it is going to be valuable to others. The gemstones that you can pick up are going to be incredibly useful to jewel crafters for their leveling. Sand is probably one of the more valuable things in the game when it comes to alchemy, because that's what is used to make all of the various vials that has to get forged and refined. But sand is kind of the start of that, and that's why it's important. Now, that's just impure iron, but there's also tin that you'll need, as well as copper. And for the most part, all of these things can be found pretty easily in the land of stone. So this is copper and that was tin. You'll notice the difference between copper, tin, and impure iron is pretty much just what exactly that little vein on the ore looks like. So copper is going to be more of that coppery color. Tin is going to have kind of a white vein to it. And then impure iron is going to look a lot more kind of bluish green. Best place to find this is Land of Stone. So you can see that's where I am right here. You can see these all scattered throughout the map for the most part. But another place that you can find them is also down here at mines. So I'm going to actually run over here while we talk and go to the mines. But while we're doing that, I also want to chat to how you actually get to this point of level 10. The first thing that you're going to have here is actually you're going to have a stone pickaxe, which has a mining power of 0. So you would only be able to take out specifically copper or tin, but then after you get to level 10 and you get an iron pick created, you will also be able to go after impure iron as well. And then obviously nice rock, which is a hardness 0, you can get as well. You're going to be hitting a lot of nice rock because that is what is used to craft most building pieces. Also, there's a lot of gems that come from that. You want to save all of those. You can go and sell them on the market if you're not interested into them, but they're incredibly valuable nonetheless. And here you can kind of see an example of impure iron. It's a little bit darker, almost greenish kind of looking veins, but there's a secret, and that is going to look at your map and specifically find these mines. Now, there's different mines throughout the map. There's some larger mines, some smaller mines. There's the ones that are located in home valleys, and each of them are going to have slightly different resource distributions. So, I'll just show a nice rock getting hit. And the cool thing about nice rock is that it does drop aurum, which can be smelted into gold, which is used for later stage jewel crafting. But for the time being, you should probably just hold on to it, and it'll become valuable as you go on. But you can see there is a large amount of ore located at this mine, which is a POI on the map. Now, in some cases, these mines are also located around mountains. And the way that Pax Dei works in resource distribution is things are based off of like the environment and how and where things should be. So if you're at the top of a mountain or near a cliffside, sometimes rocks will fall from the tops of cliffs and make their way down to the bottom. So it's always worth going around to take a look, because you'll end up finding these rock fields that can exist here. Now this is where the entire Valley of Rets comes to go and pick up their iron, their copper, and their tin. This is a huge deposit. I'm actually surprised that there's a lot of it available right now, but this is because I'm recording super late on server time, so nobody is actually here to find it. Now, the unfortunate reality is that this can disappear if players put plots down on it. These rocks will stop spawning and they will move to some other location. They will not disappear from the region, but they will disappear from this nice little sweet spot as well. In fact, some of these rocks might be here because players put their plots near other areas that would have had them, and they got relocated as a resource over to here. The way that Pax Dei's resource distribution works is every home valley, like Rets, for example, will have a set number of resources on it. And if people place plots over those resources, they get redistributed to other areas dynamically on Rets or in Rets, for example. Or if it was a different home valley, it would be in a different home valley for wherever it was. But those resources should stay static in terms of the amount of them available in each one. And in terms of other types of ores that are available for you to get, the next one that you're going to be highly interested in, specifically when you have that nice leather from that boar that was trying to attack us earlier, is you're going to need a lot of lime. Where do you get limestone from? It's going to be this white areas right here, these plains, these haunted plains, and they are quite abundant in these areas. This is also where you can find granite in abundance as well. Also over here, you'll find it, and then some of these locations up here. And one of the last recommendations that I do have, so we live in Rets. It is an incredibly popular place on Sif for players to reside in. My one recommendation to you is that you do consider, you go and explore your specific home valley province. So in this case, we're in Caries, but look at the other areas around here. So if you were to go and take a look at Tremin, for example, there's not that many players that are in Tremin. Well, what that means is that there's actually a lot more resources available, easily findable in Tremin, because there's not a lot of plots clumping things and putting them in different spaces. And that makes it better for you to go and get resources because they're in predictable locations. I would highly recommend doing some scouting, looking around, and if you have a free plot, placing kind of a workstation plot in the same province that your main base is in, because that's going to help you out a lot when it comes to resource location and resource distribution. So that's all that we have for today's video. Hopefully you found it useful. If you did, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe so you can get notified whenever we come out with new Pax Dei or Pax Dei related content. Share this video with any of your friends who are looking to become expert miners in Pax Dei. But this is a start. There will be far more to learn as the game continues to develop. So I am very happy that I was able to help out at this. Please let me know down in the comments if you have any questions. And until the next video, I'm Altari, the Professional Gamer.